Good morning. Welcome to another day of Mindful Monday. I thought we'd start off by talking about the sense of community, checking in with yourself. Do you have that feeling that you have a community around you? Right now, it might be a little difficult because we don't get to have as much physical interaction with everyone. But do you know your neighbors? Do you know the people that live to your left or to your right? Do you have a work community where you feel like you can connect with people that you share screens with all day? Is your family in a setting of community? Do they connect with each other? Do they look out for each other? Community is something that I've noticed in the mental health field that has been extremely healing. A lot of times, working with people that are dealing with extreme mental health issues, the first thing that you notice is the isolation piece. You start to revert inward and only focus on your own mind without being able to connect with others. And what I've noticed in most places I've worked at, when there is a deep sense of community involved, that we are all in this together in one way or another, there's more vulnerability. And when you have that vulnerability, then you get to understand where people are coming from. What is their fears? What are their anxieties? How do they go about addressing an issue or problem? And when we have that vulnerability, then it allows us to be more vulnerable. And what ends up happening is we have a shared experience. When we go through scenarios, when we go through traumatic events, when we do it together, we're not isolated anymore. And then all of a sudden, we have other people to bounce off ideas, to share our fears with. And all of a sudden, it doesn't seem as difficult in that moment because we're not doing it alone. We don't feel that we have to be the only one to figure it out. And right now, as we're all going through this unknown experience together, we are a shared community. And if we can get back to that sense rather than the us versus them, gang mentality, tribalism, where everyone's on another side, if we can get back to this human experience that we all are feeling right now, we're all experiencing, we can start acknowledging this is what I'm afraid of. This is what my anxiety is causing in my physiological body that's causing me to react to things, right? That takes a lot of vulnerability to be able to speak to those things. This week, if you can just be mindful and notice, who is your community? Are you lacking community right now? And not in a judgmental way that you don't deserve community, but just notice, what are the actions you can take to start building that community back up. It might be doing a little bit of forgiveness towards people who were in your community, right? It might be having a little bit of ego death and letting go of who you identify as and starting to notice, who are you going to start identifying as? What is your newness going to be in this time frame? And being able to just put it out there into the universe, start writing that out of what do you want your community to look like. That imagination of it. And it doesn't mean having perfect friends, perfect neighbors, perfect everybody, perfect family members. It's, what are those truly important traits that you need in your community? And when you reflect on that, it's interesting how a lot of the, people that may not fit those dynamics, or might have been in your old community, that are kind of having different perspectives now, they might not be in that setting, and that's okay. We shed relationships and we grow new ones. So being able to be in that non-attachment this week, and also noticing, what are the pieces of my community that help serve me? Breathe deeply, live fully. Have a great day.